pickleball, other than being an affordable and very accessible sport, it has a lot of social, economic, community, and health benefit. And some also find joy in volunteering to teach the game to people, including to those who are maybe differently able than we are and might not otherwise play. In the game, it just generally cheers you up, and I think so that's kind of a mental benefit as well. So that's why we think it's the fastest growing sport. We also think it can be very attractive to new businesses, to new residents and visitors. And the social get-togethers we have, we call them Thirsty Thursdays. They're a fun way to stay connected off the court too. And the city's been historically supportive of pickleball. Unfortunately, the concrete courts we have up at the athletic fields are around 75 years old and they're showing their age. And so we think that by improving the courts, the community can benefit from this sport for a long time. So please feel welcome to join us either at the courts someday or at one of the Thirsty Thursdays, and just reach out to one of us and we'd love to see you out there. So thank you for your support.
Thank you, Steve.
You bet.
My name's Kevin Lotto. I live at W7998 County Road B. This on? Yep. Okay. I'm very tall, so I can't hear as well up here. So I want to talk just real quickly about longevity and diversity when it comes to pickleball. So again, I'm also with the pickleball committee, and I just want to make a couple points. So regarding longevity, we talk about typically older people are playing, and there's no more important thing to do when you're getting on in age than to remain active socially and physically for mental health and for continued quality of life. So pickleball brings that because not only are you playing typically, or a lot of people are playing regularly, but with different ages, different abilities, men and women playing together, disabled, handicapped. And so bringing all of these people from different backgrounds, talking about their issues, getting to know people, sharing a drink is really a big part of what pickleball is all about. And speaking of that diversity, I think the biggest diversity that we find with pickleball is the intergenerational interaction. So how many opportunities do we have to stay connected with our kids, our parents, our grandparents? You see kids playing pickleball with their grandparents, great grandparents sometimes. So I know, I think it's Watertown and Rapon's building intergenerational center with pickleball courts. I played a tournament once at intergenerational center in Plymouth that had pickleball courts. So I think keeping our generations tied together is one of the great benefits of pickleball. So we hope you'll vote to pass it through, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kevin. Part of the reason we keep it so cold in here is so that we have clear thinking, and that, that it helps all of us in this change, as we age. So
Hi there.
Hi.
My name is Nate Wilkie. I live at 1234 Hiawatha Drive in Beaver Dam. I'm the high school varsity baseball coach. We came before the council, I think it was about a year and a half ago, to discuss lights at the high school. Since then, we have a group of people that we that care about baseball, care about Beaver Dam. My wife and I, Jeff and Sue Eberly, represent Legion and high school baseball. Terry Kiefer is an assistant coach for the high school program. He's been over 40 years. Joe Loizo and Charlie McDonald, who are the only two head coaches in our history since 1967 for our high school program. And then Adam White, who is a businessman in town and also involved in Little League. So we discussed the need for lights and the benefits of having lights at our high school would be. And it's a community project. Right now, we presented a check to the school district for $125,000, kind of just to show that we are really committed to this. We've had over 80 different donors who, and from business people to parents of Little League kids to high school people to alumni, a number of different groups of people who feel that this is an important thing. I think the big thing, obviously it helps our baseball team, with busing issues and stuff. We've had games where we haven't been able to finish games because we don't have lights. We're one of the few programs in the conference that don't have lights. Legion Baseball has used the high school facility for years. Little League Baseball uses the facility. And that, the school is not charged any of those different groups for that. I think the big thing as far as the community help, I help with a 14U baseball team. I know this summer we had a tournament, just a one age group tournament. We're limited in how many teams we can have there because you can only have a certain amount of games in a day without lights. So we had teams, one team from lacrosse, one team from Plover, which by Stevens Point, one team from Green Bay. They all stayed in hotels in Beaver Dam. So teams probably, so you're talking probably 35 to 40 different rooms for 2 nights that are staying in our hotels. They also eat here. I mean, when they're at the games, they're like, where's a good place to eat in town? Give them a number of different restaurants. So obviously, like I said, it helps us, but I think it does help, in summertime where you've got, there could be a lot of different tournaments, a lot of different age groups that use that field that could take advantage of that. So like I said, we've had businesses in town that have helped us, individuals in community. I guess we're asking if the city would be willing to also help contribute to our project.
Thank you, Nate.
Yep.
I'm Jeff Eberly and I live at 312 Lake Street here in town. Just to add to what Nate Wilkie has said, we have all worked hard behind the scenes the last 18 months to try to get this contributions into this light fund. It's called Leave Your Legacy. And it's just been overwhelming. If you get on the websites and take a look for Beaver Dam Baseball, you can see the success story about this. I mean, it's just growing and growing. It's still growing. We're still collecting. That's what we want to do. We're not done. We want to get this project up and done. Our goal is to try to have the field lit by approximately June 1st next year. We would like to get some of the high school season due because we have run into busing problems. And it's not just here. It's all the districts all over the state. They cannot, the contracts most of the time are saying that they have to do the routes for the kids, the children at school. Then comes sports. Well, spring sports, they do things right after school. Friday night football is later at night. Parents have a chance to drive and so forth. So there's a problem with the busing thing. And Nate kind of alluded to that a little bit. And this can help eliminate that so that we can play games. We can start games at 6 p.m. in April and May, and we can play right on. So like I said, I guess if the city was willing to contribute a little bit towards this, it would be great. We're on our way. We're going to get this project done. And any help that we could get would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Terry Kiefer. I live at 109 South Vita. When you turn the lights on, I see them over here on the corner. I've been coaching baseball for over 40 years here. And from the time we played on that lower diamond behind the high school to now that we have the new diamond that was built in 2000, we always talk about as coaches, Charlie McDonald, Joe Loizel, and Nate Wilk and myself, always leaving the facility better than we find it. And in the years we've done that, Jeff has been terrific as far as grading the diamonds and different things. My wife used to get upset with me when I'd come home and she couldn't figure out how come the back end of the car was so dirty. Well, I'd hook the drag onto it. And the kids never wanted to go home with her because I'd let them sit in the back end and ride around as we were dragging the diamond. And but that came to an end after a few years when we got a gator. But our goal for many, many years has always been to put lights on this diamond. We have a facility that's terrific, but we're one of the few, we're the only team in our conference that doesn't have lights. But we get rave reviews every year on the surface. And if we can add lights to them, it's just going to increase, our field immensely. And we get calls all the time, people wanting to come and play here if we can, but we don't have enough time with our youth team. We want to let our youth teams play on our field. And if we could do that, we could hold 2 or 3 games a night on that field. And we do have the other field we're going to be, upgrading as well. We've got community support. We've got the school district is helping out. We'd like the city to see if maybe they can help us out somewhere along the line here too. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Anyone else?
Good evening. I'm Dirk Langfoss, N8315 Fairway Drive. I come to you tonight representing the YMCA and the Kids Care Child Care Program, here to support the resolution to support the early childhood education plan for the school district and the Kids Care Program. Before I do that, pickleballers of the world unite. It's a great program, fastest growing sport in the country. So, but I'm really here for the child care program. I'm sure you have heard ad nauseum the challenges with childcare, and I bring to you two perspectives. I sit on an alliance of childcare programs throughout the state of Wisconsin, and I also bring a local perspective. Throughout the state, when I sit in these meetings, what you hear are the challenges that childcare is facing at this time. There's a lot of programs that are shutting down throughout the state. Locally, I can tell you the demand is huge, and we are racing, trying to keep up with the demand that is out there. And it is really a workforce development issue that we face, and especially kudos to the city of being able to bring Generac to the community. We need to be able to provide childcare to this new workforce that's coming here. And so the proposal that is before you is to enhance the operations at Kids Care. Since taking over Kids Care on May 1st, we've been able to grow the program by 70% as far as the number of kids that we've been able to bring into the program, and things have been going very well. One of the key weaknesses that we face over there is the playground that we have there. It is a wooden play structure that has deteriorated to the point that we have decommissioned parts of that area. And it's just physical component of education for kids is such a critical piece. And so with this resolution, that would help us to be able to provide an important, essential item to the delivery of quality childcare to this area. And your support of this would be much appreciated. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dirk. Is there anyone else in person that would like to talk to council this evening? Doesn't have to be related to resolutions, but it can be. Anybody online joining us that would like to speak this evening? If you'd like to talk to council, this would be the opportunity to do that. And one more time, anybody that wants to take this chance to speak about anything to council that you haven't been able to share in the past, or something that you'd like to talk about. All right, very good. Well, thanks to everyone for being here and sharing your thoughts on the upcoming resolutions. Really appreciate it. And very much just want to thank you for being involved and being the leaders in our community. And this is how we get things done, by people that care and that get involved. So thank you. All right, moving on to agenda item number 4, announcements. I just have one announcement this evening related to our budget workshop, which is scheduled for next Monday night, October 9th at 6:30 p.m. and it'll be held at the Public Works facility. Does anybody else have anything to share that they would like? Yes, Alderperson.
I just want to make a pitch for those of you who are looking for a fun night out. On October 18th, AAUW will be having their one fundraiser of the year. All funds raised go directly to scholarships that we give to high school seniors and MPTC returning students the following spring. It's a basket auction. It includes a live auction, a silent auction, a book sale, door prizes, food, drink. Lots of fun. We have a professional auctioneer who comes and he's pretty entertaining. Anyway, it's October 18th at Old Hickory, and you can just talk to me or go on our website, aauw.beaverdam. And all the information is there. The meal choices, tickets are $35. If you choose to have the meal, you can come after the meal and just come for the auction and the entertainment. So, but we'd love to have more people there. We have lots and lots of baskets this year, a really good supply.
And they're always very nice baskets, I will say. It's a great event. So thank you. And thanks to AAUW for all the work that you do and important work you do in our community. Anyone else have anything to share? All right, very good. We'll move on to agenda item number 5. Disposition of minutes of the Common Council meeting of September 18th, 2023. I'd entertain a motion to approve. Alderperson Hanson.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Thank you, Alderperson Hanson. Is there a second? Alderperson Keel. Thank you. Any comments or questions regarding the minutes? All those in favor of approval of the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? Thank you. Moving on to communications, Ms. Farren.
There's one communication this evening, Plan Commission in Wisconsin. Recommendation to the Common Council. The Plan Commission pursuant to the deliberations made and action taken at its September 27th, 2023 meeting hereby recommends the following to the Common Council. Number 1, approving a resolution dividing city tax parcel number 206-1214-2221-002, currently being lot 1 of certified survey map number 7082, as recorded in the Dodge County Register of Deeds office in volume 28, page 281, pursuant to the unrecorded certified survey map attached to the resolution presented to council on October 2nd, 2023. Signed Mayor Rebecca Gluen, chairperson.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. Moving on to agenda item number 7. Our bills, I'd entertain a motion to approve the bills. Alderperson Mark.
I make a motion to approve the bills.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderperson Wassell.
I will second that.
Thank you. Comments, questions regarding the bills? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the bills, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 8, action by council to bring ordinance number 8-2023 tabled at its second reading on September 18th back to the floor for deliberation and possible approval. I'd entertain a motion. Alderperson Wassell with a second by Hanson.
I second.
Thank you. All right, we've got the to bring this back for deliberation. Any comments or questions about bringing that back? All right, we'll call the roll, please.
Anderson,
No.
Appenfelt,
Aye.
Burnett.
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
No.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion carries. We'll bring back the ordinance, and that is our next reading.
Ordinance number 8-2023, an ordinance amending chapters 2, 6, 14, 22, 34, 42, 46, 54, 57, 58, 62, 66, 67, 68, and 70 of the Beaver Dam Municipal Code to provide uniformity with references to committees and staff. This is a second reading.
Okay, because this is a second reading, I'll open it up for public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to speak for or against ordinance number 8-2023? Anyone that would like to speak for or against ordinance number 8-2023? And again, anyone in person or online that would like to speak for or against ordinance number 8-2023? Hearing no public comment, I'll bring it back to council for deliberation. And does anybody have any questions? First, we're going to just discuss about one change in the ordinance that we need amended. If Ms. Farren, if you could bring that, she shared at the administrative committee this evening.
Yes, there is one updated reference that needs to be amended by you guys, and that is, I believe, 62-50. Without digging through all of this.
Did not write it down, did you? Yep.
Is that what it is? 62-50? Yes. So we would need that amended and then vote on the amended ordinance.
And I believe in the memo that you had, it identified this and also spoke to this was the only change that was brought forward after bringing it for reconsideration. So looking for an amendment on this ordinance. Alderperson Wassell.
I move we amend the ordinance to include the changes that were just made.
Thank you. Second, Alderperson Keel.
A second.
Thank you. Any comments or questions then regarding the amendment? Yes. Alderperson.
I just want to say we discussed this at admin committee and it's really just inserting police department where it needs to be. It was just left out the last time around. So
Thank you. Any other questions on the amendment? Okay, hearing none, we'll call the roll on the amendment. If you agree to the amendment, vote yes, vote no if you don't.
Anderson,
Aye.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissau,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Then we're back to the ordinance. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Alderperson Anderson.
I would like to make an amendment to remove section 2-46 from the changes. As in the memo, it states that we need to follow a different path to change that because it's part of the city charter or whatever, so it really should not be included with these changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderperson Anderson. Is there a second? Yes, do you want to follow up and just give a little bit more information, Ken, about what you're referring to so that people understand maybe a little bit better?
The last paragraph of the memo states, also of note, this committee reviewed section 2-46 as part of their review and reference corrections. Because this section is part of the charter ordinance, it will need to follow a different approval process. This section will not be adapted at this time, but will be brought forward at a later date. So if that's true, why are we including it in this ordinance? I guess that's what my concern is.
Nathan is on.
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm on it. Is Larry also present?
Rick is.
Rick is? Oh, well, I don't know if Rick, I know I had conversations with Larry. So as the ordinance that's before you, Ordinance 8 references sections of chapter 2 and various other chapters. So Alder Anderson is correct that this portion of the ordinance we included in the packet so that the council would be aware that the administrative committee was reviewing this section, but it will not be a part of this adoption or the inclusion. So for clarity, I think that it would be appropriate to remove this section if just for no other reason than clarity. But in my memo, I was hopeful that the council would be aware that this section 2-46 would not be included because it's part of the charter ordinance. I don't know if I helped or did not help. I can't see your faces, but if you have questions, I'm more than willing to answer them.
I'll
Go ahead.
second
Alderperson's up.
Anderson's motion.
Okay, thank you. Alderperson's up. So there's a motion on the floor with a second to remove number 46. Other comments or questions then? Okay, if you vote yes, you're voting that you agree with the amendment to remove 46. If you 2-46, sorry, yes, sorry. Yes, please.
So there's also been discussion amongst the chairs, council president and mayor to formulate and codify an executive committee. I was going to bring this comment up tonight, but I think it would make more sense to pull this out and then try and work on the details of developing an executive committee. It would be part of section 246, but it bolsters the need to remove it. Right.
Yes, okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we're back to 246. If you vote yes, you're agreeing to remove that. If you vote no, you want it to stay in. If you could call the roll, please.
Anderson.
Aye.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett.
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher. Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissau,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap.
Aye.
All right, thank you. So the ordinance is now has the 2 removals. Any questions then at where we stand with the ordinance at this point? Okay, so you vote yes, you're voting for the remainder of the ordinance. Vote no, you're voting against. I'm sorry? Yes, go ahead, Alderperson Anderson.
I would like to also make an amendment that the ordinance be updated at the bottom that says it's adopted September 18th, 2023. To have that be adopted, 10/2/2023.
Yes. Do we need an?
Yeah, I don't think we need a motion
I
for
don't-
that. It's more the substance. So that'll just be fixed when it's published.
Thank you. Thanks for catching that, Ken. Any other comments or questions on? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Anderson,
Aye.
Eppenfeld.
Aye.
Burnett.
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher. Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissell,
Aye.
Yautz,
Aye.
Zap.
Aye.
All right, very good. The ordinance passes. We'll move on then to ordinance number 10.
Ordinance number 10-2023, an ordinance rezoning parcel number 206-1214-2244-000 located on Francis Lane and North Crystal Lake Road from single family residential district to commercial district. This is a second reading.
Because this is a second reading, I'll open it up for public comment. Is there anyone in the audience or online this evening that would like to speak regarding ordinance number 10-2023? Again, anyone that would like to speak regarding ordinance number 10-2023, this would be the time to do that. And again, anyone online or in person, if you'd like to speak regarding ordinance number 10-2023, I'd ask that you do that now. Hearing no public discussion, I'll bring it back to council for deliberation. Any comments, questions, concerns regarding ordinance number 10? Yes, Alderperson Anderson.
Can we just get a reasoning why this is needed?
Sure, we'll call Trent if you want to just come forward and give a little update, or do you want Todd to speak for it instead?
This was a request from the property owner. It is currently zoned residential, but he's looking to rezone it to commercial. No immediate plans that he's shared with us. But it does fit in with our overall comprehensive plan out in that area. So staff is in support of rezone on this one.
Any other questions? Yes, Alderperson Burnett.
I'm just curious, for that to go on, are the residents in that area informed before it gets to this stage? Or would this be a surprise?
I guess unless the owners inform them, otherwise it's just, the regular ordinance process and allowing it for public hearing.
Yeah, I guess it's just, to me, it's like if I have a house there and I think there's gonna be future houses across the street and all of a sudden I find out there's gonna be a commercial building. I would think I would be notified of that in advance. But I don't.
Yeah, so there's not a statutory or ordinance requirement for that. That's something that could be inserted. It's fairly common for municipalities to do that in their ordinances, but it's not a state requirement or anything to provide that additional notice. It's just, it gets published twice before the public hearing.
Thank you.
Seeing that it's a pretty commercial area, I don't think it would be of much, a big surprise, but I think your point is well taken for maybe for the future, that might be added, as Rick has stated. Might be a good idea. Other comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissell,
Aye.
Yautz,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Very good. Moving on to ordinance number 11.
Ordinance number 11-2023, an ordinance amending chapter 62-2 of the Beaver Dam Municipal Code relating to traffic and vehicles and penalties for violation. This is the second reading.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. Because this is a second reading, I'll open it again for public comment. Is there anyone in person or online that would like to speak for or against ordinance number 11? Anyone online or in person would like to speak for or against ordinance number 11? This would be the time to do that. Again, if you'd like to speak for or against ordinance number 11, please do so now. All right, hearing no public conversation, I'll bring it back to council for deliberation. Any comments, questions, concerns regarding ordinance number 11? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Burnett,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zop,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Appenfeld.
Aye.
All right, very good. Ordinance passes. We'll move on to resolutions. Resolution 70-2023 was voted down in committee, so we are skipping resolution 70, moving on to 77.
Resolution number 77-2023, a resolution reserving the use of $125,000 of American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds for the possible purchase of blighted properties after research and final approval by council.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion for discussion on resolution 77. Alderperson Burnett with a second by Alderperson Mark. Thank you. Comments, questions? Alderperson Anderson.
Well, it appears so we're going to be in the ARPA stuff for quite a while here. So I'll just make one statement with all of them. It's probably an inappropriate time since we don't know what the budget is yet for this year. So to be spending this money ahead of the budget, I don't feel it's appropriate. We need to see what the budget is. I mean, unless we're going to come way, way under, what the increased assessments are that we got this year. We're going to lower everyone's taxes substantially this year. I think we're going to have tough decisions, spending decisions, and some of these funds could be used to offset some of the stuff that is going to be in the budget that we really can't afford. So I just think it's inappropriate to be voting on all these tonight at the same time. And on top of this, buying property, complete waste of money. It's a want, not a need. So I would not support this or any of them. So thank you.
Thank you, Alderperson Anderson. So just as a to note on a number of these, and especially for resolution 77, this is the ability for staff to research and move forward on acting on some of these funds. Since we've had quite a discussion on these for quite a while, this will at least give them the opportunity to research, bring back information to you for final decision. Some of these are not immediate spends for, specifically for this resolution that we're talking about right now. It will have to come back to you for final approval. But again, overall, it meets the ARPA designation, redevelopment of our community. Also, thinking about the funds to be used as catalyst for our community, should not be used for filling budget holes. Comments regarding 77-2023?
Just
Yes,
like
Alderperson
to
Dopp.
speak in favor of it. I know that there are a number of, saying blighted is an understatement for some properties around Beaver Dam. And I moved in here to Beaver Dam in 2011, and the same properties that were dilapidated and falling apart then, there are still there now. And it's long past due for some of these places to just be torn down and hopefully redeveloped. We have a good track record of redevelopment. So I hope that we get an opportunity to make some highly visible changes to some needed areas in Beaver Dam. So thank you.
Thank you, Alderperson Zopp. Any other comments or questions? Alderperson Bonnet.
I was gonna say, no. I guess I have some questions regarding these properties. Is that I'm assuming these properties are owned by somebody now.
Correct.
And this proposal, we would purchase those properties.
So the proposal is for research and for the staff to go and research the property to see if this is a viable interest and viable property to be purchased. Then it would come back to you in closed session for discussion and approval of that.
Okay, but the end game would be that if all of that went, then we would acquire that property.
That's correct.
And when I read this earlier, it's like, what does the current, where does the owner have skin in the game on this? I mean, they're sitting on blighted property. They're not doing anything. In lieu of this, could we go in there and condemn it and tear it down?
Possibly. Did you want to speak to that, Rick?
So you can't use your eminent domain authority just for economic development purposes. If the building is uninhabitable and the cost to repair to bring it into habitable condition would be more than 50% of the assessed value, you could raise the building at that point. But just condemning blighted property, it would be questionable, I guess, to do that.
Questionable and extremely long task. Extremely
Yeah,
long.
oftentimes you don't really get into fights over the authority to condemn. It's more or less the value. So you end up spending more on fighting over the value of a property and what you should have paid the property owner after you took it.
Are there residents in these now? I mean,
So-
people living there?
So we're not talking directly about what properties we're interested in at this time?
So blight is just generic?
It is at this point. Yes, Alderperson Wassell.
Yeah, and just in response to that, at the admin committee, we did talk about the fact that in the past, if we've mentioned a property that the city may be interested in purchasing, that 9 times out of 10, all of a sudden the price sometimes doubles. So that's why we're not discussing any particular properties.
Oh, that makes sense.
You have any other questions?
No,
Okay.
thanks.
Any other comments or questions regarding resolution 77? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Olson. Oops, sorry. Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yutz,
No.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
No.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution passes.
Resolution number 78-2023, a resolution authorizing the use of $25,000 of ARPA funds for the Beaver Dam Baseball Leave Your Legacy Beaver Dam Baseball Field Lights fundraiser.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion. Alderperson Oppenheimer. Is there a second? Alderperson Fisher. Thank you. Comments, questions? Alderperson Anderson.
Will this money be going to the school district eventually?
Yes.
Do we know how much the school district is paying towards this project?
At this point, I don't believe we have a final number on what they're contributing, but they will be contributing.
All right, so instead we're
This is meant to be a partnership. We understand that certainly that's
that
a,
the school district can't spend their money properly, correct?
Alderperson Yudz.
About a year and a half ago, a group came to the operations committee requesting $170,000 from our ARPA funds. I suggested to them to go get private funding, have the school kick in some money because it's their property, and I felt we could kick in some money. So it looks like we're about 3/4 the way, or 2/3 the way, I should say, there now. I don't know if the school is going to kick in
I haven't seen no numbers, but I'm assuming it's going that direction, so I'll be voting yes for this one.
Thank you, Alderperson Yance. Any other comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
No.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution passes. Good luck with the rest of your fundraising. And we're excited to see that come to fruition finally. That's great. Resolutions, resolution. Resolution 79.
resolution number 79 2023, a resolution reserving the use of $250,000 of ARPA funds for a transportation study and the potential purchase of mass transit vehicles.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. Entertain a motion to discuss 79. Alderperson Burnett. Thank you. Alderperson Mark.
I'll second.
Thank you. Again, this is a resolution to allow the staff to research and start with a study. And we need to make sure that the transportation piece that we're putting into place is going to be used. So it'll be working on surveys and working with the community in that fashion and coming back to share information as we go, and then what type of mass transit vehicle would this be, or vehicles. And so all of these things would need to come back to you in the future, but this is earmarking this so that staff could work on this issue and we could see if this is viable or not. Any questions? Yes, Alderperson Anderson.
Again, I would urge you to vote against this. It's a colossal waste of money. I can save you all the money and say, no, it's not going to be viable. You're not going to be able to sustain this in Beaver Dam. But if you want to waste money, go right ahead. Thanks.
We have actually had extra funds in the transportation, which is a federal and state program and city funded program. And so we have had extra funds in the past that have been used for different purposes that would be hopefully identified and used for future costs, like, because you are correct. There will be costs if we do this on maintenance, but again, those are all part of the study that we'll have to look at and determine if it makes sense in the end. Alderperson Hanson.
Just a quick question. So if we do pass this resolution, the study shows that it's not viable for Beaver Dam. Those funds can be reallocated someplace else. We're just looking at the study of the funds, or using the funds for a study to see where we stand.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's setting aside the funds for possible vehicles so that we just have it earmarked so that we're not using it on another purpose. Correct. Thank you. Alderperson Wassell.
But yet we're reserving the money for potential purchase, not to pay for a study. Is that correct?
Both. Correct.
But if we do a study that's going to take an outside source, this council would have to approve that particular study anyway, out of these funds.
Yes, this will all come back for approval. This is just earmarking it so they can move forward, determine who we should work with, and then it'll come back for your approval. Yes, thank you. This has been a longstanding issue in this community forever. You know, ever since I stepped in the door anyway, I'm going to say that it's been here before that. So it's heavily used. It's a great service for our community and for specific, for a group of people that have difficulty getting around the community. And so we'd like to at least try to see if this would be a solution. All right. Any other questions or comments? Yes.
One quick one. What is the definition of mass transit?
Well, that's a good question because it could.
Trains, airplanes.
Something with wheels.
Okay.
Okay.
That helps.
Thank you, Joe. All right, please call the roll.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yads,
No.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
No.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to resolution 80.
Resolution number 80-2023, a resolution authorizing the use of $25,000 of ARPA funds for the playground movement Beaver Dam.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion to discuss. Alderperson Burnett. Thank you. Second. Thank you, Alderperson Wassell. So this stems from our discussion about 2 years ago regarding the south entrance to Beaver Dam improvements and an area where people are more income constrained and fewer ability to actually have transportation to get around, and then also not having a park on that end of town. We've got a great volunteer group that has been working in that area of the community. This would be an opportunity for our Parks Department to work with our nonprofit and potential other entities in putting in some type of playground equipment over on that end of town. And again, this would be working with them and researching and determining what that looks like. Questions? Alderperson Anderson.
Is this the Playground Movement Beaver Dam? Is that a fully fledged nonprofit organization?
It is.
Okay. This is one I probably would support if it was after budget time and we could see what the budget was.
Thank you, Alderperson Anderson. Other comments, questions? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell, Yads,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
No.
Oh.
Appenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to resolution 81.
Resolution number 81-2023, a resolution reserving the use of $100,000 of ARPA funds for new community signage at the entrances to the city of Beaver Dam.
I'd entertain a motion for discussion. Alderperson Fisher. Thank you. Second by Alderperson Burnett.
Second.
Thank you. Again, looking at the attractiveness of our community and how we're bringing people to the community. We have people come in and participate in sports and pickleball and baseball, and it's the overall vision for our community and being an attractive place. Tourists don't just come to your community and move here after one time. It's multiple times, and they need good impressions each time they're here. This is a part of showcasing our community to those individuals that again are visiting, and hopefully will eventually be residents and work in all of our area businesses and new businesses to come. Questions, comments? Yes, Alderperson Zop.
Would these signs be located in existing Beaver Dam right away? And do we have enough right away for a sign, or are we gonna have to purchase property or an easement?
This will all go through a committee to be determined and working through that. So again, it's identifying funds and then talking about, does this purchase one sign or two or three? That we have to leave up to the committee to come back for your approval in the future. Again, those things will be determined, but we want to set aside the funds so that they have the ability to start working on that. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
No.
Appenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett, Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 82-2023, a resolution approving appropriation of $200,000 of ARPA funds for community pickleball courts.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to discuss. Alderperson Burnett. Thank you. And a second by Alderperson Mark.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Comments, questions? Alderperson Anderson, followed by Hanson.
Perhaps this can tie in with entering the city. I would recommend that, perhaps the signs for entering the city could be one giant oversized pickleball and one giant oversized kayak to go with our theme. You know, it's just too bad we didn't know pickleball was so popular before we repainted the water tower. We could have thrown it up on there. Thanks.
Thank you. Alderperson Hanson.
So,
Humorous, aren't we?
so just a quick question. Is this just for refurbishing what we have or upgrading or building new? I mean, $200,000, I don't know how far that goes, and if you want to construct new, are we just resurfacing old? What is the agenda?
Sure. This is setting aside funds for a group again to look at the whole picture and what that would look like, whether that's repairing what we already have in existence or adding to that. And the pickleball group is having conversations about the possibility of fundraising and if they would match funds. But I think you're right. It's not enough funds to really add on and make it significant. So if that's determined and they are able to fundraise, I think that'll like change the scope of what happens depending on what they're able to do. Alderperson Mark.
And I believe we talked about this at our last admin committee meeting. And from my understanding, the existing tennis / pickleball courts that are there have basically come to the end of their useful life, and whether they become pickleball courts or not, something is going to have to be done to replace them. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So it's coming whether it's pickleball or not.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good point. Yes, Alderperson Burnett.
Do I recall a few months back when we were talking about parks, that pickleball courts were considered to be in like Crystal Lake Park or Swan Park or something like that? I mean, does that configure at all in this?
I think you're right. I believe that was over at Crystal Lake. I think the thing to consider is that Crystal Lake was put into place as an overall plan for future planning down the road, and there's no funding set aside for that at this point. So that would be quite a ways into the future. I think we're looking for something more immediate.
Thank you.
Alderperson Zopp.
So just kind of on the flow of this funds, it's going to go to Parks and Forestry. So then once that money goes to them, are they going to come back to us with plans, or are they the deciding body on how the money is spent?
No, just like every other park, and things that they'll go through that process of working with the committee, community members, and then bringing that vision back as well as, what their funding plan is and sharing that for approval. Good question. Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yuds,
Aye.
Zop,
Aye.
Anderson,
No.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Burnett.
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Thank you. And thanks for being here this evening and for your interest, and I'm excited to see what you end up with. So now it's in your court. All right, moving on to 83.
Resolution number 83-2023, a resolution approving appropriation of $100,000 of ARPA funds for early childhood education opportunities.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion. Alderperson Oppenfeld. Second by Wassell. Thank you. Comments, questions? Alderperson Anderson.
So this shows that we're sending $50,000 to the Beaver Dam School District
That's correct.
and an additional $50,000 to the YMCA.
Correct.
Okay. So again, we're sending money directly to the school district that can't manage their money. So that's great. Thanks.
Both community members, community organizations have plans for adding childhood to the community, which again, if you've heard anything, take that with you, is that we're in dire need It's actually a great worry across the state and other states on how we continue to provide early childhood education and provide opportunities for people to get to work. So it is a definite workforce worry. And so I appreciate the YMCA under your leadership, Dirk, as well as the school district, in looking at taking Wilson School and turning that into an early education center, and how that will really help our community into the future, and thinking about employment for the future and how necessary early childhood education is to our community. Alderperson Fisher.
Well, with the advent of our new business coming into the industrial park, I think it really would behoove us to move forward with this, because childcare is going to become even more important than it is now.
Thank you. Alderperson Zap.
I just wanted to thank Dirk and the YMCA for all the positive change in the community. Speaking as a parent with children in the daycare system, it's been tough. I know that YMCA is making great improvements. Even if it is just for playground, those amenities are dangerous. Anyway, I won't go into details, but I'm happy for what you're doing, and very thankful for what you're doing. So thank you.
And with these funds set aside for their play area, that's helpful to then free up funds to continue to invest in people, which is critically important at this point, and trying to make sure that we hold employees in that critical profession. So, all right. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Wassell,
Aye.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap, Anderson.
No.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Bonnet,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins.
Abstain.
Thank you. Resolution passes. Thank you again, Dirk. We appreciate all your work in this area, and thanks for being here this evening, and continue that hard work. And we're just excited to hear that you have taken over kids care, and we're excited to see the continued progress there. Yeah, thank you. Moving on to resolution 84.
Resolution number 84-2023, a resolution reserving the use of $25,000 of ARPA funds for the improvement of the Swan Park Pavilion.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion. Thank you, Alderperson Oppenfeld, second by Zop. Thank you. Comments, questions regarding resolution 84? This is again, a continuation of the work that we've started at Swan Park. Most likely we'll need additional funds for this project, but the Beaver Dam Community Area Foundation is a wonderful partner in our community, and are working every day to talk with people and find interest. And there are people that are still interested in donating to the park. And so connecting people then to these projects will be just really critical. And we thank Tom Heffron and Patrick Lutz for their work at the foundation, as well as the whole board, and making opportunities like this work for our community. Any other questions then or comments regarding this project? Alderperson Bonnet.
One quick question. Is the pavilion where all the chairs are, or is the pavilion that the original?
Yes, the original
Water used to come out.
Yeah. Where the gazebo, like you might call
Yeah.
it. Yep.
All
The
right, so this is
spring house.
The other place. with
Correct. It does not. have-
Benches and all that stuff.
Correct. That's another conversation that people are working on, but this is separate. Correct. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying.
Mayor, one additional comment, just to recognize the Rotary Lights program, that it's an initiative on their end to fundraise in part so that they can improve the lighting for the Christmas lighting at the Spring House or at this pavilion. And before they do that, they were hopeful to raise funds to do a repainting and bringing that facility up to snuff. And so equally credit is due to the Rotary Lights and Dale Schmidt, who has led that initiative.
Very good. And they do have some funds fundraised for that already. And this again will be under the direction of John Newman, so we can rest assured that it'll be done well. Any other comments? Questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Yads,
Aye.
Zap. Anderson,
No.
Eppenfeld,
Aye.
Banette,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissell.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to 85.
Resolution number 85-2023, a resolution authorizing the Downtown Redevelopment Committee to approve facade grants for neighborhood businesses citywide, including outside the district boundaries, using an additional $200,000 in ARPA funding.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion to discuss. Alderperson Mark.
I'd like to make a motion to discuss this issue.
Thank you, Ms. Mark. Is there a second? Alderperson Keel. Thank you. All right, so resolution 85 was bought, if you remember, was brought through committee, the Downtown Redevelopment Committee. And they are requesting, they had set this up as a request for $200,000. I did follow up with the inspector, talked to him about this as well as Nathan. And I think in my request for this resolution is that it's reduced to $40,000. And why I asked that is for two reasons. Number one, there are not as many properties within the community that aren't downtown focused, that are business related commercial properties that would fall into this category of blight or a blighted neighborhood. If you think about properties that might be considered for this, I would put us in the north side of town, maybe at the Pick and Save or some other property like that. Those are larger projects that, you know, is not a grant like this is not going to help that property to the extent that it needs to be helped. So my hope is to reduce this to 40,000 and still help a couple of remaining properties that are outside of the downtown district, but to also then reconsider how those funds are used in an area that is of great need in our community, where we have a great number of homes in need of repair that are blighted and issues there. So my hope is to have an amendment to this resolution 85 to reduce this from 200,000 to 440,000 so that the remaining funds can be placed then at resolution 86. Alderperson Fisher.
Mayor, as you're well aware, I have voted against all of these facade programs for the downtown area. I would vote against even the 40,000 simply because as I've stated many times, these business owners are responsible for their buildings. I'm currently in what you would call the downtown area, being 5 blocks from downtown. I'm currently going through a restoration on my building, tuck pointing an addition. And the last thing I would do is come and beg the city taxpayers to help finance my building. If I can't afford the building, and if these business owners can't afford their building, then they should sell them. This has been a long-standing belief of mine. So I would be voting even against the 40,000 should somebody make an amendment to reduce it.
First of all, thanks, Mick, and thank you for taking care of your property. I mean, I think that's an expectation that you have and that I have and that I wish everybody had. And so I don't disagree with you. I agree, and I think people should take care of their properties, and if they can't, they should allow someone else to take over and take care of their properties. Unfortunately, we don't have that happen, and it affects the whole community on a whole. And so we have seen that these types of funds do help change that. And it has been important to our community overall in attracting other business, housing, other projects. And so while I agree with you in the nature of what you're saying, sometimes we have to do things that we don't really like. And so this is really important to continue for our community and the overall health of our community and the revitalization of the entire community. Yes, you may. Thank you, Alderperson Fisher. Alderperson Wassell.
It's not a bad idea, Mick. The only problem we have is one of the reasons that this has been reduced. If you start adding up all of our spendings and what our balance is, we don't have this much money in ARPA funds. So we need to reduce one of these. So maybe you're suggesting put 40,000 into the other one.
Right. If what you're saying is then it would be in order to keep the following resolution that's coming, 86, at the number that I have placed here at 180. And then this would have to be reduced to 40 or moved to 86 in order to make that whole balance work. Yes.
I'll make an amendment, offer an amendment then to change the figures on here so that instead of spending 200,000 or 40,000 on the business facade, we would add $40,000 to the housing citywide. So we would not be busting the budget, so to speak. And I think it would be to the taxpayers' benefit rather than just benefiting a few business owners to do it citywide. So I will offer that amendment.
So I'm wondering, is this an amendment or is that just a denial of this? Because then the next one would be an amendment adding to 240. Is that correct? Or I mean, I'm sorry, 220.
Yeah, so that would be probably the cleaner way to do it, would just to have, you could do the amendment on this to basically, you could call the vote on this to deny it and then amend the next one.
One point of clarification, Rick, if I can just chime in, there are two thereafter clauses to this amendment, 85. One of them is allowing the DRC or the Downtown Redevelopment Committee to utilize ARPA funds outside of their downtown boundary. So remaining ARPA funds that they do have could still be directed towards these other businesses. So technically you don't have to deny this resolution. You could just simply amend and strike the last thereafter the last clause. And that would still give the DRC flexibility to provide funding towards businesses that might approach them to utilize the ARPA funds that they have remaining. Clearly, the DRC could still opt to not do that, but it would grant them that flexibility.
Yes, I would say if you want to remove the funding piece, it would be amending it to strike that, basically strike the last resolved clause, but also I would say just remove the additional ARPA appropriations.
Oh, so we have an amendment on the floor. You want to keep that, Mick? To reduce that to 40,000? No, you, what? I know, I'm saying he's got an amendment on the floor. Is there a second?
I'm looking for advice from our attorney. You got me totally confused here now.
Yeah.
Well, it would be simple if we would just vote down this resolution 85 and then add 40 to 86.
Correct.
I don't know how to do
Amendment to
that, though.
86, if people want to vote down 85. So are you willing to take back your amendment?
In order to clarify where we're at right now and to add, yes, I would definitely take it back and let somebody else go ahead with it.
Alderperson Wissell and then Anderson.
Just clarification as a member of the DRC, our committee is pretty firm that they don't want to use existing funds outside of downtown. They're set up for downtown. So I would recommend just tanking this resolution, just vote no against it.
Or reducing it to 40. I do think that there are enough projects within the downtown that are still being considered, as well as a few projects outside the downtown district that would be of value to put the 40 to it. And to Alderperson Fisher's point, there is another program besides the ARPA funding that we're talking about setting aside, the 180,000 for the housing piece. There's a program, it's the CDBG funds, Community Development Block Funds. And they have to be used in a specific way. This would coincide with that to be a complement to it for projects that maybe couldn't be done through CDBG. But there are sizable funds to help homeowners. It's now connecting these two funds that we hope to have anyway with the property owners. And I am in conversation with someone about that and hopefully finding that person that can work directly with property owners and get them connected to these resources and help them follow through. Yes, Alderperson Fisher.
Just so I understand, Alderman Wissell, you said that the current funds that you have, you want to, this has nothing to do with the current funds. This would be the $200,000 from ARPA over and above what you're currently at.
That's correct. The only thing that I think the DRC would be against would be the clause in here that says that we could use some of the downtown money for out of downtown projects.
So you're in agreement with me then that we should not use it outside of the downtown area, but you want the 40 yet for downtown, you're saying?
No, the 40 for outside of downtown.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I don't like this whole thing. I'm voting.
I don't either.
Okay, so, let's see. We had the motion and second, right, to discuss? Okay, so I'm still back to looking for if there's anyone interested in reducing this to 40,000 as an amendment. Again, I do think there's value in several properties outside of the downtown district that would benefit from this. Is there a motion to do that? Yes.
I'll do a motion for 40,000.
Thank you, Alderperson Uppenfeld.
I'll second it.
Second by Keel. Questions on that amendment? Or, discussion or questions, comments? We've discussed it a little bit and so hopefully we have some of that.
How many projects would this fund? Was this the maximum 20,000?
Maximum is 20, so could be two. It could be more. We have had people come for a $10,000 project, a $5,000 project. Yes, but it could be two. Any other questions about the amendment? Okay, we'll vote on the amendment. This is reducing this amount to $40,000. If you agree with the amendment and reducing this to 40,000, vote yes. If you disagree, vote no.
Zap,
Nay.
Anderson,
No.
Appenfelt,
Aye.
Bonnet, Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
No.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
No.
Yads.
No.
Okay, the resolution passes 6-5.
The amendment.
The amendment, oops, sorry, the amendment. The amendment passes, that's correct. So now the resolution says it is reduced to $40,000. So now you are voting on resolution 8523 with a maximum amount of $40,000 in ARPA funding to be placed in this fund. Any comments or questions? Alderperson Anderson.
Is there gonna be any financial needs check on these applicants, or will this be like the current downtown grant program where there is absolutely no financial needs, so
This is.
millionaires get to get these grants?
This will be run according to blight or blighted district as according to if these properties are in a blighted area or blighted neighborhood. Yes, Alderperson was.
I'll add to, excuse me, I'll add to that, that the stipulations that the DRC has received is it would be the same rules as far as matching funds.
Mhm.
Same rules that we use for downtown.
There's no financial background check on those, correct? Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, now we're voting on the resolution at a reduced rate of $40,000. The whole resolution, you vote yes, you're in agreement with the resolution. No, you're against.
Anderson,
No.
Appenfelt,
Aye.
Bonnet,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
No.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wassell,
No.
Yads,
No.
Zap.
No.
Okay. I believe it stands 6-5 in support. So resolution 8523 does carry. Thank you. All right, looking to move on then to resolution 86.
Resolution number 86-2023, a resolution authorizing the Downtown Redevelopment Committee to approve facade grants for housing improvements citywide, including outside the downtown district boundaries, using $180,000 in ARPA funding.
Thank you, Ms. Farren. I'd entertain a motion, Alderperson Fisher. And
No,
okay, the second. Thank you, Alderperson Sapp. All right, so this resolution is created again in order to help with blighted housing, homeowners that are struggling. Again, some of that does come back to how the program will be set up. I gave you an example from another community. Does not mean this is exactly how this program will look, but we're giving the Downtown Redevelopment Committee the authority to put together a program and bring it back to you for approval, just like we did with the Downtown Fund and that grant program. So you will have the ability to weigh in on this again. So questions, comments? Yes, Alderperson Anderson and then Yads.
So there isn't a definite program right now, so we don't know if there's going to be a financial needs on this check or if there will be matching funds required.
These would be under the same, under the same rules of the downtown, that it's either blighted or in a blighted neighborhood. It will not be for.
But there will not be any financial needs check.
Well, it's up to the committee. It's the property. Just like the downtown businesses, buildings are not looked at, and you're correct. It is about getting rid of eyesore problems that we have in the community.
All right, I hope this doesn't go to any Lakeshore Drive residents.
It's blighted. But if you know of any, I'm not sure of any of those, but yes, Alderperson Yads.
I'm curious if this could include diseased and rotting trees in people's property. There's quite a few of them that people just can't quite swing taking them down.
I appreciate.
If that would, if we could include that somewhere.
I appreciate that comment very much because that is in the example from the community that I shared with you. They had included it. So it is my strong recommendation that the development committee puts that in there. I think that's a huge problem for property owners and it's extremely costly to take down trees. And so especially with the ash borer, I know there's a lot of people that are strapped to try to figure out how to get those down. Which is not something that's included in those CDBG funds that are all focused on income related. So this would be a hopeful help to a lot of individuals for that reason. Any other comments or questions regarding resolution 86? Yes, Alderperson Bonet.
I'm having a hard time understanding, I guess, well, the last example of the trees. For somebody who has a property that they can't afford to take the trees down, and the city, through whatever means, provides that money to do that. But their neighbor, who didn't apply for those funds, has to do that themselves. And I get kind of torn between using city money from one taxpayer to do something for another taxpayer when it's that taxpayer's responsibility. And how do we make that distinction between need? You know, I mean, it's almost like, you know, if they wait long enough, the city will go in there and all the other taxpayers in the city will pay for it. So, I mean, that's, I'm more of a rhetorical comment, but it's an issue that how the scrutiny that's needed to make it fair. You know, and I could also go into the, you know, a slum landlord has a blighted property. They apply for this money. We give them the money. Then they increase the rent because their property is more valuable and they can kick out the old people, or not in age, but the tenured people. You know, so it's like, it's how these programs are administered to me is extremely important.
I think that's a good point, and I like your comment about you know, there's often times when we have developer agreements, and especially when we do you know, more affordable housing, that it is under a requirement of so many years that it has to stay at a stable rent, that they can't increase it for a number of years. And so again, I think this is the committee in taking a look at that, but that's great feedback for them. And again, I don't think anyone really feels like they would disagree with your feeling on having to take care of other people's property. I, like we talked about with Alderperson Fisher, I don't disagree. It's again, though, it just culminates into a problem for the entire community, and some of that is how do we handle that? So yes, Alderperson Mark.
Well,
yeah.
And it's not a total answer, but at least part of the answer is in the example that the mayor provided in the city of Milton. The funds that the city gives have to be matched by the property owner. So the city isn't funding the entire improvements, they're just funding half. So that, you know, can help.
Thank you. Alderperson Saab.
So Mayor Gluen, thank you for this. I'm incredibly enthusiastic for this. I would put more money to this if I could, but I'd ask, you know, we got election coming up soon, right? When you're going around asking for signatures, ask those residents what concerns they have. I've asked that, and odds are somebody's going to complain about their neighbor's porch, a broken window, roofing, paint coming down. I mean, holy cow. If you ask that question, you will be absolutely amazed at the problems in your district. Or maybe it's this District 12. I don't know. When I walk around my district, I see a lot of what I just said. There's a lot of rentals, a lot of problems, and they haven't had an avenue to fix it. The community block development grants aren't for rentals, right? That's for private homeowners. So there's been a hole that this is going to help fix. And I hope we could communicate this and get this to the places that need it the most, because holy cow. There is a great need. I suspect more than just District 12, that there's many more places that need this. So I'm very supportive of this, and would like to keep it going if we ever can in the future. So thank you.
Thank you, Alderperson Saab. Okay, any other comments or discussion regarding 86? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Appenfelt,
Aye.
Bonnet,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissell, Yuds,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson.
No.
Very good. All right, we made it through a lot of resolutions on that. Thank you so much. And thank you for considering and discussing and disagreeing and all good things to consider for our community. Moving on to 87.
Resolution number 87-2023, a resolution approving land division of city tax parcel number 206-1214-222-1002, currently being lot 1 of certified survey map number 7082, is recorded in the Dodge County Register of Deeds office in volume 48 on page 281 pursuant to the proposed unrecorded certified survey map attached hereto.
Thank you, Ms. Perrin. Say that quickly. 10 times.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to discuss. Alderperson Hanson.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderperson Hanson. Is there a second? Alderperson Burnett.
Second.
Thank you. Now, would you like to come forward for a moment?
Thank you. The CSM is good to go. No comments on that. Unless you guys have any questions. Just an administrative cleanup matter. There were a number of parallel paths going on that Generac project. One of them was the formal mapping. So you had design plans versus formal CSM. The map did move the eastern lot line. Eastern, right, Ted? Eastern lot line about 60 feet toward 151. What that did is it creates a slightly smaller option area than what you saw in the development agreement and what is in the option agreement. So just so nobody was caught off guard, instead of 22.9 acres, it's about 24.7 and change. Larry was absolutely fine leaving all documents as are, didn't think any changes were needed. If you see a discrepancy when the option agreement or any of these other documents are formalized, just wanted you to be aware of it so it wasn't a surprise. And any other questions on the CSM, welcome to take them. Otherwise, we're good.
Any comments or questions? Anything else anybody has? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Bonnet,
Aye.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissell,
Aye.
Yuds,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Appenfelt.
Aye.
Thank you. Very good. Resolution passes. We'll move on to resolution 88.
Resolution number 88-2023, a resolution to appropriate a donation from Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep to the police department.
Thank you, Ms. Perrin. I'd entertain a motion. Alderperson Hanson.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Alderperson Perkins.
Second.
Thank you. Comments, questions regarding resolution 88? Please say a thank you when you stop at Reed Chrysler and give them they do a lot for our community and certainly a lot for our police and police department. All right. Hearing no other questions or comments, please call the roll.
Burnett,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Perkins,
Aye.
Wissell,
Aye.
Yuds,
Aye.
Zap,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Appenfelt,
Aye.
Bonnet.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution passes. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Alderperson Burnett,
Make a motion to adjourn.
second by Alderperson Anderson. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. Have a great night. Thanks, everyone.